Hello.
Hello there, birthday girl.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. I should have been there to bring you a present. What the hell's going on in this world, eh?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to send you a calendar reminder or something.
You got to give me at least 2 months' notice. I'm in Dauphin right now, and actually I'm standing outside Corina's restaurant. So homemade
Oh.
cooked food out here, and people are just packed up, waiting to get inside to have a meal.
Yeah.
And so I had to stand out here for about 15 minutes myself to get in. But it is a renowned restaurant in Dauphin. So, but I'm here actually for my mom's 10th anniversary. As I told a story on our show, when my mom passed, there was at least 40 of us there at the hospital on a daily basis for about 14 days, and she battled her passageway to her next home, and it was heartbreaking to watch so many, hurting and crying. And as the oldest, I had to figure out what to do, and so I said to everybody, let's go golfing. So everybody doesn't just drive back to Winnipeg or destinations and sad and lonely. I said, let's just get together and celebrate. Who would want us to be happy, not sad? So anyways, we went out, and ever since then, we have a golf tournament every year. And Francis organizes it here from Dauphin and does a superb job. We have some damn good presents that I think the people that donate for us, and then the stuff we buy. And the other day I went to Canadian Tire, I went and bought tool set to put in the silent auction, and $4.99, and got it myself for $2.29. So a lot of people will be putting in their tickets in that big giant toolbox full of tools.
Nice.
But anyways, we have a very good time. It's just getting the family together and reminiscing, and it's always important that family be together. That I know sometimes we have differences as family, but at the end of the day, family is everything, and that's how I run our government. I've always run the Métis government as a family.
Yeah.
And it's paid off in dividends over and over and over again about how close we are connected and how united we are as a people and as a nation, and how we stand together. And that's we have the odd person will be negative, and that's typical. It happens in any society, but the majority, without question, as you know yourself, Naomi, you've been a witness to it, is so unanimously connected together. So something I'm very proud of under my leadership in the cabinet. And the people themselves, that we stand together. And that's one of the messages I gave just recently at a speech, that we need to stand together. We need to help each other. I was talking in a church in Duckbane, and where's our unity again? Where's our family support from our neighbor? We always used to do things, and people were talking about, I remember Gloria Janai was telling me, I remember when they used to come over, we go over and we borrow a cup of sugar, or some tea or something of that nature, like we ran out.
Yeah.
And we're cooking and stuff. So people would borrow, and you give back a cup of sugar when you got your share. So those days, I miss them, because there should still be there. And I tell our young generation how important it is to get it in their way of living. So I tell it to my daughter, and she's definitely that way. When people come to her house, she feeds them right away, and it's just the way it's got to be, And that's what keeps family and our nation strong and still surviving. Yeah. And I remember what Johnny McDonald said. There'll be no such thing in 100 years as people, as the Métis. So here we are, stronger than we've ever been. So
that's true.
And that's because unity, and that's keeping the family together, supporting each other. So, but anyways, let's do some birthdays first. Happy birthday going out to Mona Bures, celebrating her birthday on Sunday, August 6th. And happy 51st birthday tonight. I almost said 56th birthday to Naomi Clarke. Celebrating her birthday on Monday, August 7th.
That'd be 51, by the way.
Happy birthday there, Naomi. It's from myself, cabinet, and the entire Métis are part of our family. So
thank you.
Happy birthday is going out to Miss Galyn Chasteline, who is celebrating her birthday on Wednesday, August 9th. Doesn't say age. And also, congratulations going to Canty Somerset. Terry was on our show a few times, and she's actually is one that's battled to have the recognition of the Métis in St. Boniface, and the Church of St. Boniface. So Kathy's daughter, Jordana, and the whole family, congratulate from our side on the whole family, the birth of Jordana's son, baby Bew, they call. Bew makes Kathy a mamar and Terry a grand-mamar. So kudos to you, Terry, if you're listening, and also to you, Kathy, and of course to the family. So it's always a proud day when you have your grandchildren born.
Yes.
I'm for example, I'm so proud and happy my grandson came home from the hospital, because he was there, I think, 17 days, and I think all the staff at the hospital who gave such great attention to him,
Yeah.
and the doctors. And then at the end of the day, I think my daughter, she never left the hospital for 17 days, and my son-in-law,
Yeah.
and they stuck with baby Ron right to the end. And, again, we were all scared. Is this the time when he's going to be leaving? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
because we all know that there's a challenge coming for our grandson who struggles every day to live.
Yeah.
But we always pray and we believe. And so, anyways, people must have read this big announcement that happened, and it's taken us a little while. As we all know, we've had a relationship in the past with Hydro, and we continued to have one that went kind of sour.
Yeah.
And but we cleared a runway. The runway's all clear now, and all the obstacles removed. And I want to thank the Premier for her support and her position that she wants to get this thing established and settled and justice achieved. So I want to thank her and her cabinet, of course, and Hydro, Jay Gerwell, who was new. There was always talk of Jay when she came in that she was here to cut Hydro down and make it into a private corporation, etc. All the news on that, if you remember, when she first entered. And so I got to know Jay a little bit better and had some good discussions and meetings with Jay. So it was quite a good sense of environment around her, and that she wants to do right and just. I did hear some negative news, which I didn't like, and I hope those days will end. I heard there was criticism about the agreement from certain bands against the Métis. I don't know why. Like, why? We negotiated. We have rights. We have rights to land. We have rights to our claims, and we never objected there. So, again, it's just a choosing few, right? It's not I guarantee all the chiefs that are my friends and everything would be very happy for me. They're excited for us. And but there's always that odd one that'll phone and raise hell and complain why did the Métis get an agreement, right? So, but let them come to me. Don't attack Hydro, you attack me. You come and tell the Métis, come tell the president that you have no rights and you have no right to this kind of relationship, and you tell the chief, whoever it is, whoever is complaining, to do it. And I'll meet them anywhere they want to talk, anywhere they want to debate. I'll meet them anywhere. So, because I support them, and I don't know why it comes where they're attacking me in the back rooms, not in the front rooms. So anyways, that's the only thing that upset me, because I was so proud of the achievement. And first thing we're buying is a youth camp. And let me tell you how important that's going to be. Youth camp we're purchasing is already in the works, and the finalization is moving forward.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a sports athletic camp, and it's going to be a cultural youth camp. And one of the reasons why we really want to focus on sports, I know Richard Janai, our minister, has been working on that file. And one of the things we saw when our athletes went from Manitoba First Nation Métis, there was 400, I think, athletes in total from Manitoba. There's 135 Métis athletes, and the rest were First Nation. And I don't know if there was any Inuit from Manitoba, but definitely the bulk of our province was there united. The youth went together, proud Manitobans, and carrying their colors, and out there to try to win gold and other medals that they could bring home to show the pride of their work, their investment of time, learning the sport, being good at it. But one of the things we did here, Naomi, is that some were saying we didn't have enough practice, we didn't have enough time, and that's true, because a lot of these facilities we just don't have for our young athletes.
That's right.
What we're noticing now, Richard has been advising me, there's a lot of scouts now coming out. Scouts are searching everywhere for the future, elite athletes.
Well, we have a lot of elite athletes in our communities. So.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we need to always flourish them to the front, give them the opportunity to even get better. So we want to have a baseball camp. We want to have a basketball camp. We want to have a hockey camp. And so we'll use the surrounding area, a golf camp. We own a golf course now. So we could have a golf thing. We have some pros right now that we are sponsoring, actually, are playing in the United States right now, Métis pros in golf. And so when we look at it, we need to put together a very solid program. And so there's 24 cabins there, so we'll bring the youth in, and they'll have a chance to be brought in from across the province, and with experts teaching them to even be better than they are. So that's one of the things that we're doing. First thing we're doing with the Hydro money is buying that and setting it up for our youth to be bought in on a regular basis. So we'll keep you posted on when the official day of the opening will take place. We have to do some renovations, et cetera, et cetera. And the youth camp in Duck Mountains, it's almost done. So we probably won't have any youth this year because we have to go through permits, we have to go through debates. As I talked on the show, I think several weeks ago when I was quite upset when one individual was saying if you have a Métis camp here, all you're going to have is sex and drugs and drinking, and it just is unbelievable. It was such a racist, discriminatory statement made by that farmer, and I was so angry. I said, I wish I was there. I would have told that person right off in front of everybody, how dare you take our children and take such a bigoted position that these children, all they'll do is drink and do drugs. That's unbelievable. That, for any society to attack another society on that ground, especially when you're talking about children. So anyways, but that youth camp is almost complete. I want to give kudos to all the construction guys out there who are trying to meet a deadline. They just couldn't do it because of delays and permits. But now we're there, and next year that camp will be full speed ahead.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. So anyways, again, going back to hydro, I think all the people involved, our team, our negotiators, our lawyers, and at the end of the day, it's such a great opportunity. We'll have a 50-year agreement. We'll have $120 million for the next 50 years, and of course that will continue to grow slowly. And because we have CPI attached, which is, people say, what the hell is CPI? It's the cost of living, basically a style that comes in.
Okay.
And so you base the cost of living as it goes forward, then you attach the value of what should be to make that money equal to what it was even 5 years ago. So, like, for example, they're going to give us $3 million every year, $40 million up front, and then $3 million every year for so long, and then $2 million and $1 million up to the 50-year mark.
Right.
But that $3 million in 5 years may be $3.2 million, because of CPI.
Right.
So it'll continue to increase to match the growing cost of living. So anyways, it's a damn good deal. I'm very proud of our team again. And again, I think Hydro and Jay and the rest of the team, and anybody who wants to criticize Hydro, you talk to the Métis Federation. That's who you talk to, not Hydro. Anyways, on other matters, on our deal, that is, you've got, of course, First Nations have their own issues. And like, for example, I complimented First Nations. They both own the dams now. They have investment in Kiosk and the investment in the other, and was Kratom.
Yeah.
They both, and I'm very proud of those First Nations for their investment. It's a very smart move to actually own part of a dam. So anyways, we also want to reference Kevin Klein. We did raise a statement to him, taking very loud and clear that group he's talking about are not a recognized group of any sort. They're really money grabbers, and they have no authority whatsoever to define the Métis and create any Métis of their kind. So, Mr. Klein, I'm sorry you would not meet the qualifications, and just get to a point in your life and say, look, I understand, I respect the Métis government, I respect that I probably am not Métis, because all evidence here in Manitoba shows I'm not.
Right.
And in Ontario, we know there's a lot of fakes, a lot of identity theft is happening in Ontario, where there's thousands upon tens of thousands in the future trying to steal the Métis identity. And the First Nations have spoken strongly against that. And there's even using their grandparents as pictures of evidence of their connection to being Métis. And the First Nation are saying, that's our grandparents. How the hell how dare you use them?
Right.
So, and we support the First Nations against the Métis Nation of Ontario and all those so-called new historical communities that they're talking about. They are not Métis. Anybody can go back in history, you'll never find a connection between us and them. And they're just a different people. And they're not even Métis, they're mixed bloods. And if some of them aren't even mixed bloods, there's no blood at all indigenous in them. Right. So anyways, also met with a Taiwanese delegation. The ambassador came in from Taiwan. The First Nations had arranged it. Dakota TP, I believe, was the lead on that, and they're signing an MOU with them. I kudos to Dakota TP for their vision to work internationally, as I've been doing for some time now. And I wish them well on their venture. And we had a very good meeting with the Taiwanese group. They have 16 indigenous tribes themselves in Taiwan.
Yeah, they do.
16. And so we had met with some of their leaders and, of course, the ambassador. But we talked about trade. We talked about how some of our economies can really share. There's a big, they say one of the biggest trade opportunities would take place in Taiwan next year, June 2024. There's a food and product exchange. So I'm sending a delegation there for sure. I'm going to send a chef there, our fish, and all species of fish. I'm not just talking pickerel.
Right.
I'm talking all species of fish, and then we'll get a chef to make sure we're part of the opportunity to show a market that could definitely be supported by the Taiwanese peoples. There's quite a major size population there and wealthy population, and then hopefully we can sign a deal. So that'll be planned for next year. We'll get working on that now. So again, I think the First Nations for moving on that agenda, and as I'm doing with Colombia and other countries, the same is happening here, like I did with Jerusalem and Israel. We have a university partnership now. We exchange our students, and so it's important as we expand. The world is a small place, and when we start to expand, we need to make sure we can see what opportunities will bring economies. Because if you look at our rural towns, and people listening right now will notice, you go to Duck Bay, you go to Campbell, you go to any of these rural towns. Tell me what the economy of scales there. What's the economics there? There's none. Mm-hmm. It wasn't for fishing. It used to be forestry, trapping, fishing, all what jobs for everybody. But we know most of those are gone. We're trying to revive the fur industry, and we've done very well in buying fur. I think we bought over $250,000 worth of fur, or close to half a million already. And so it's going very well. And so, but my view is this: the economies, we need to formulate different sort of economy opportunities. We're not going to build big factories. So what can we do to create opportunities, jobs? So if we can't find it in Canada, let's find it somewhere else. You know, is there an opportunity? Like, for example, IT world. And one of our teams right now are working on developing a strategy how we can get laptops to our kids at a very young age. And that they start to learn the internet, not just the internet, how you get in. I'm talking about how you write program.
Right.
How do you write a program in the internet world? And I'm not using the right language, of course. That's not my skill, that part. But clearly, at the end of the day, we know that the internet can give you jobs at home. So,
and they pay very well.
And do very well, exactly.
Yeah.
So and those can be done from great distances. Doesn't have to be in a city. So we got to find those type of jobs that create the ability for our people to get jobs in rural towns, not just in cities. So that's one of the things that we're looking at and trying to accomplish. So, but again, those things will be accomplished when we venture outside of our own country and look at opportunities somewhere else. I also had a chance to meet the new minister, Gary. It's hard to say his last name because of my accent.
I have a hard time, Dave.
I'll butcher it for sure, trust me. So, but I met him. I know him from before. I know him well, and so we had a very good discussion, he and I. And we're gonna plan to meet every 2 months. But I'm also going to meet him personally. We're going to go and sit down in our offices in Ottawa, because MMF owns offices in Ottawa. Yeah. And we're going to go sit down and have some discussions about the upcoming treaty, which will be taking place. The plan is the initialization of the treaty will happen in August, where the government officials will initialize it, that we both accept the words and the language as crafted out in the treaty. And then on the 14th of October, Gary will come to sign it in front of the 4,000 people probably that'll be there. And then it'll go before Parliament and get passed as a treaty that was taken from us back in 1870. So, again, that's a great opportunity for us to move forward. And working in partnership with all private sector, First Nations, provincial governments, municipalities, how do we make it better for everyone? So, including ourselves, of course. So, but I'm looking forward to that. That's a big one. And, of course, we talk about land claim, and we are going to set a stage of, I already spoke to the Prime Minister on this. He's committed himself that he stands with his commitment that he'll settle it this term, which means before before 2025. And so we're looking forward to that discussion, hopefully settling the land claim once and for all, and it'll change the Métis Nation forever in the years to come. So that's a ongoing discussion Gary and I will continue to have. Of course, Miller has now gone to immigration, and I am speaking with Sean Fraser, was the previous Minister of Immigration. I'm indicating to him I'm a government no different than any government out there, and so I want to make it very clear that we too have the right to go overseas or anywhere to find the experts, whether it's the doctors, the nurses, the engineers, whatever we want to continue to build our government. And we're not going to be finding it if all the provinces and others and federal governments are taking all the experts, and we as Indigenous governments have to watch and wait. So we're saying we should have the same right as any government to go and create an immigration process where we can bring these experts into our province, into our country, Canada. In fact, Councillor Terry Nelson has that same vision, and that's one of the things that he and I have been talking about, and he's been pushing that same ideology that we're governments and we should have the right to go. For example, we're going to be opening clinics. That's one of the things I have on the agenda, and we're going to build our own Métis clinics. Now, when we do that, where am I getting my doctors from? We're already short doctors in hospitals. We're short doctors in walk-in clinics. So where do we get them? So if we have to wait until the province finishes off their challenges and their shortfall, then we'll never get our clinics in operation because we don't have no doctors. So we want to have the right to go shopping anywhere in the world and to get the best doctors we can to bring them here to Canada to come and run our clinics.
Right.
So in order to do that, I need to make sure that I have a right as a government that we will be able to authorize the approval of bringing in these registered doctors to come and work for us. And I'm using doctors as one example, but we could look from all specters of the economy. So that discussion went very well with Minister Fraser, and I'm sure Minister Miller will continue that dialogue with me. And that's one of the agendas I want to push my people to understand. We've got to bring these experts in. We're graduating our doctors, our own, slowly, but so slow, right? It takes so long to become a doctor.
Yeah.
And I kudos all the Métis and First Nations that are becoming doctors, but we need a lot more. We need a lot more given our health conditions, and we need to do something soon. So that's up in our discussions. I'm moving forward on that agenda. So, and of course, the regional meetings are coming up this coming week, next weekend. Saturday, Francis, the Northwest region, and Vice President from Chartrand, and Minister Janai and Minister Fleming, they will be hosting their August 12th regional meeting here in Dauphin, and I'll be here for sure. And then Southwest is having theirs on August 13th, the next day. I'll be taking off to Brandon, and then I'm going to St. Malo in the morning, I understand. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I think maybe they made a mistake. Maybe Southeast region is having theirs August 13th. I'm not sure. How can I go to St. Malo in the morning and then be in Brandon in the afternoon? So I'll see. I'll check what they're saying here. But St. Malo pilgrimage is also happening on August 13th. And that's a place that anybody that's into prayers, into believing in the afterworld and are trying to find answers to solutions for illnesses and so forth. St. Malo apparently created some miracles coming out of there. It's a very, very holy place, and that's, of course, beautiful grotto there. And I encourage people to go to St. Malo if they can. And that pilgrimage, as I said, is happening on August 13th. The PAW region is happening August 19th. I'll be in the PAW for that regional meeting. And then don't forget, our assembly has been changed from September to October. October 13th, 14th, 15th, I believe, is when our assembly is.
Right.
I might be one day off here and there. I'm not sure. But I know it's that weekend. And because the minister is coming October 14th to sign the treaty. So I'm sure that it'll be that 13th, 14th, 15th will be the days, yes. That'll be taking place, of course, in Winnipeg. We're going to have satellites again across Canada. We have our citizens that moved from Manitoba are working in other places. So we're going to have satellite offices so they can be participating in this historic time frame. Something they stole from Riel, something they stole from our people, that we've been able to accomplish it now. And that the treaty they stole from us in 1870 will become reality. And a lot of people definitely want to be part of that, voting for it, being part of the process of history that they never gave up. As Métis people, we never give up. And no matter, it may take us 153 years, but we don't give up. And it tells you the patience we have as a people and the vigor we will fight to make sure that fairness and equality takes place. Oh, I have two more other birthdays before I say goodbye. Happy second birthday going to Sterling Napio. That's, of course, that's the young grandson of Charles and Francis, and Daniel's little boy, and Mackenzie. Kenzie's the mom. Yeah, I keep on. But they get all these fancy names, and it makes it harder for you.
I know, right?
Kenzie, yeah, is the mom. So congratulations to both of them. They have such a beautiful baby. And they're not together, but they both take care of their baby, and Kenzie's in charge of the baby, and he's a beautiful little boy. Happy birthday is going out to Charles Sinclair on August 8th, so happy birthday, Charles. And so, again, that's Francis' husband, in case people want to know what that is. But again, at the end of the day, it's the Métis Federation is doing so well. I am so proud of that youth camp, and I'm just pumped about it, because I know how much people, and I know the drafts that have happened already. Some of the people that played in these big hockey tournaments, they've been drafted already. We've gone to NHL teams, 3 of them.
That's awesome.
I'm just proud of that, because these scouts are out searching. They know we have the talent. We just got to give our people the right tools. And this youth camp is going to be one of the solutions to the problem. So again, I'm very, very proud of where we're going, and I'm proud of our Minister Janai and his vision, where he wants to go. And, of course, John Furry, who's a minister, will also be involved He's the minister of all our training and our youth funds on a different authority that he has. And Richard has his own funds, but so does John. And they will be tag teaming to make these youth camps successful. So, again, to all the elders, thank you for your guidance. And to my wife at home, she made the pickles. I'm very proud of her. She's all Band-Aid up right now. She's got, I think, that, what do you call that, in your wrist if you use the computer too long?
Oh, carpal tunnel?
That thing, yeah. So she's in pain. Yesterday when she made the pickles, they made 100 jars. The tag team, my granddaughter was learning.
Nice.
I wanted her to learn, and because I want that trade to continue, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of our young people that they don't doing can no more.
I'm hoping that we can do some this weekend. Me and my mom will have a couple days off.
Good for you, Naomi. That's so good. And what are you doing, pickles, or are you doing beets? Or
Beets.
What are you doing?
Beets are my favorite.
Okay, well, we'll exchange a beet for a pickle after.
Okay.
I'm talking smart about my wife's pickles. She'll tell me no. No. She always gives all her pickles away. She never sells them. It's always given away. And don't forget, we'll have a pickle contest at our assembly. Don't forget, the people out there getting ready, get your pickles ready. We'll have a pickle contest, and I can't wait to see that because we'll get different formation of how we do it. Some people are not clearly happy because the judges were limited to what they can do. I think the design was set wrong. So, but we'll open it up, make sure that everybody has fair and equitable chance to taste every pickle, and then start to point out the points of the pickle, and then have some good prizes for them. It's a good thing to keep that part of the story of our culture alive, because without canning, I think a lot of people would have went hungry.
Yeah.
And you can't beat that food. You just can't. You know?
Definitely not.
You can't. When you eat the beets from your mom and you, tell me you can get a better beet anywhere else.
No, you can't.
Exactly. So you can't beat that stuff. So I'm proud of our people when they do these things, and I look forward to continuing hopefully our tradition, our culture, and just who we are. And if we don't do that, who else is going to do it? So it's our function, our job as an Métis. So I'll go back into Karina's now and have a liver and onions is what I'm going to have. And
Okay.
So a lot of people don't like that, but I love it. So, and I'm going to my mom's golf tournament at 3 o'clock today, and I'll be back in Winnipeg. Then I'm taking a few days off to go camp. So,
Oh, nice.
Okay, you take care. Happy birthday, girl.
Thank
I'll
you.
have something for you next week.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.